Have you ever sat there, staring at your phone, rereading old messages and asking yourself, why do I keep falling for people who don't treat me right? You tell yourself you're smarter than this. You've been through this before. You promised yourself you'd never go back. And yet, here you are again. It's okay. You're not alone. In fact, this happens to more people than you might think. And the answer isn't because you're too emotional or just unlucky. There's a real psychological reason behind it. And once you understand it, everything starts to make sense. The hidden pattern you didn't know you were following. Let's take a step back. Think about someone you liked, really liked. They made your heart race, didn't they? Maybe they had this mysterious vibe, or they were kind of distant, but every now and then, they'd say or do something that made you feel like the most special person in the world. But then, they'd pull away. They'd take hours to reply, or cancel plans last minute. And somehow, instead of walking away, you chased harder. Why? Because your brain associated that tiny bit of attention with love. What we don't always realize is we don't fall for who's right for us. We fall for what feels familiar. Your brain is wired for patterns, not happiness. Here's where psychology kicks in. The human brain loves patterns. It doesn't care if the pattern is healthy or not. It just wants what feels familiar and predictable. So if you grew up in a home where love was inconsistent, where you had to try really hard to feel noticed, where one day everything was fine and the next day it wasn't, then that's what love feels like to you. Unpredictable, conditional, something to be earned. And when you meet someone who gives you that same hot and cold energy, your brain lights up. Not because it's good for you, but because it recognizes the pattern. The role of attachment styles. Let's talk about attachment. There are 4 main types: secure, anxious, avoidant, and fearful avoidant. Most people who fall for the wrong partners again and again tend to lean toward anxious attachment. That means you crave closeness. You love deeply, but you often fear rejection or abandonment. And when someone pulls away, your brain goes into overdrive. What did I do wrong? How do I fix this? Meanwhile, the people you're drawn to, they might be avoidant. They fear intimacy. They shut down. They don't communicate emotions well. And to someone with anxious attachment, that emotional distance feels like a challenge. So the more they pull away, the more you chase. And the cycle continues. The chemistry of chaos. Here's another twist. Your brain is addicted to the drama. Not in a bad way, but literally. That emotional roller coaster, it triggers a mix of chemicals like dopamine and cortisol. When they ignore you, your cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes. When they finally give you attention, dopamine, the pleasure hormone, floods in. That back and forth makes you feel addicted to them. It's called a trauma bond. And it's not love, it's survival. That's why someone consistent and kind might feel boring, because your nervous system doesn't know what to do with calm. The fantasy trap. A lot of us also fall in love with potential, not the person in front of us, but the version of them we wish they were. You see their charm, their smile, the way they make you feel when they're on. And you start telling yourself stories. If they could just open up more. If they healed from their past. If I just loved them harder. But potential is not reality. And love isn't supposed to be a project. Quick pause. You still with me? Hey, if this is starting to sound like your story, don't worry. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just learning what love isn't. And if you're still here, you're clearly doing the inner work. So go ahead, tap that like button and subscribe. It's not just for us, it's for you. To keep reminding yourself that you're growing, healing, and worthy of something better. What real love actually feels like. Here's the part no one teaches us. Healthy love isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's not a guessing game. It's safe. It's consistent. It's someone who texts you back, not because they're obsessed, but because they care. It feels calm, not because there's no passion, but because you don't have to beg to be seen. You don't have to shrink yourself to fit into their life. You get to be fully you, and they still stay. But before you can receive that kind of love, you have to believe you deserve it. It starts with rewriting your story. Let me ask you something. When you think about love, what do you expect? Do you expect pain, distance, having to work for it? If so, it's time to rewrite that expectation. Love doesn't have to hurt. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to earn love by fixing broken people. You are not a rehab center for emotionally unavailable partners. You are not the glue that holds other people together. You're allowed to want someone who is already whole and who helps you feel whole too. You deserve more than you think. If no one told you this today, you deserve a love that doesn't make you anxious. You deserve to be chosen without having to chase. You deserve softness, clarity, and peace. And if that sounds unfamiliar, it's okay. You're just learning a new language of love. It takes time, and practice, and self-compassion. So take the time to heal. Go to therapy. Talk to people who lift you up. Set boundaries, not walls, but healthy filters. Because the people who are meant to stay, they won't be scared of your standards. They'll rise to meet them. Before you go, listen closely. You've fallen for the wrong people before. You've given your heart to those who didn't know how to hold it. But that doesn't define you. What defines you is what you choose next. Do you keep replaying the same pain, calling it love? Or do you finally turn the page and write a new chapter, one where you come first? The truth is, most people stay stuck in cycles. They chase what's familiar, not what's right. They confuse intensity with intimacy and wonder why it always ends in heartbreak. But not you. You're here because a part of you knows there's more. You're not just surviving, you're awakening. You're learning how to love yourself, how to break patterns, how to heal. So if this message stirred something in you, don't just scroll past. Sit with it. Let it sink in. And if you're truly ready for change, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to our channel. Not just to support us, but to make a quiet promise to yourself that you're done choosing pain, that you're ready for love that feels like peace, not chaos. And when that love finds you, you'll be ready. Take care of your heart. It's been through enough.